When my siblings and I were young, we basically raised ourselves. We were feral children. That led us to be very independent people. This is an example of what's known as maladaptive coping. It's basically taking the outcomes or the symptoms of trauma and reframing them as a superpower. I only know this because it's what I did and do. So we were raised by wolves. Our parents had almost no interest in us as kids. I don't know what they wanted. I don't know what they were thinking when they had kids, but they really didn't want to be involved with us on a daily basis. They just kind of like left us to our own devices. And that created a lot of issues for all of us. And it manifests in different ways, but for me, one of the things that came of it was I became quote unquote highly independent. And you might say to yourself, what's wrong with that? That sounds amazing. It sort of is until it hurts other people. So look at it like, if I were to say to you, I've smoked my whole life and I feel fine. You might say, okay, but have you ever smoked around anyone else? And if I said yes, you'd say, okay, well, the habit that you think isn't hurting you has been hurting people around you the whole time. And that's how things like maladaptive coping hurt other people, because we don't fix it, so we end up spraying it on everyone around us for the rest of our lives. And I only say this because it's what I've done. I'm not accusing you of doing this or anyone else. I'm just saying that especially a lot of the stuff that us Gen Xers claim as like super great Gen X qualities are really just symptoms of being raised by parents who are emotionally immature, narcissistic, or just didn't want to have kids. So they left us to our own devices and they forced us to learn to fend for ourselves. And that created a lot of quote unquote wounds that we never healed. We just sort of medicate with activities and behaviors that often aren't really great for the people around us. So it'd be kind of fun. A neat exercise might be, look at things that you believe are superpowers and ask yourself, could these just be examples of maladaptive coping that I'm reframing because I need to pull some meaning from the trauma I experienced in my life? I have to be clear, I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, a therapist. I don't know anything about anything. I'm just sharing my experiences and what I've learned about them through reading and watching this channel and trying to objectively understand what motivates my behavior. Try the exercise. Let me know what you find out.